Our next inductee is one of the most successful coaches in the history of women's college hockey. As Northeastern's head coach from 1981 to 1993, Don MacLeod compiled 210 wins against only 60 losses. He enjoyed a run of 108 wins and just 20 losses from 1988 to 1992. Don guided the Huskies to an undefeated 26-0-1 campaign in 1987-88 and to an incredible 42-game unbeaten streak from 1987 to 1989. He holds the second best winning percentage at 77% in the history of NCAA women's hockey. During Don's tenure, the program won 2 ECAC tournaments, 8 consecutive Beanpots, 5 Division I international tournaments, and 3 Concordia Invitational Canadian tournaments. Did I mention 8 straight Beanpots, by the way? While his teams achieved on the ice, they also achieved off it. The graduation rate of MacLeod-coached players was over 90%. Don enjoyed success at Northeastern while often simultaneously being involved with programs in other levels and other sports. Prior to taking on his only collegiate coaching job at Northeastern, Don gained plenty of experience as both a coach and instructor at the youth and secondary school levels. He worked at the USA youth hockey level from 1970 to 1984. During that time, he served as a head bantam coach for both Melrose and Malden youth hockey programs, head coach of the District 10 Spring League Junior All-Stars, and commissioner of the Hockeytown Metro Bantam League. From 1978 to 1981, Don coached both hockey and softball at the secondary school level. He was the head varsity coach for both Georgetown and Saugus high schools, and an assistant coach for Wakefield High School. He also was the head softball coach for his alma mater, Melrose High School, and a coach for Stoneham Junior High School. He was busy. At Northeastern, Don was twice named ECAC Coach of the Year, in 1988 and again in 1991. 7 of his former players are Northeastern Hall of Famers, and 2 are Massachusetts Hall of Famers. Several more have played on U.S. national and Olympic teams. For his success as an NCAA women's hockey coach, in 2005, the North American Prep Ice Hockey Association named one of their divisions the MacLeod Division. An award at Northeastern also bears his name. The Coach MacLeod Award has been given out by the Northeastern women's ice hockey staff since 1995. Don was recently honored for his program's Beanpot dominance with induction to the Women's Beanpot Hall of Fame in 2012. Near the end of his Northeastern coaching career, Don also served roles with the U.S. women's national team. He was the head coach in 1989-90 for the first ever International Ice Hockey Federation World Tournament in Ottawa, coaching the Americans to a silver medal. He was also a team evaluator in 1991 and 92. President O'Shaughnessy, I present for induction into the Northeastern University Varsity Club Hall of Fame, Don MacLeod.
There's not much more to say, I guess. Thanks, Matt, for that generous introduction. Evening, folks. My notes have been reworked so many times, they now look like a sales ad from Building 19. Please indulge me as I continue to read what I can. NU women's varsity ice hockey was approved in 1980, and I was given the opportunity to develop the program from 81, 82 through to 1993. Took some adjustments on my part. I've been coaching high school boys for a few years, and coaching college women was quite different. Eventually I got on the same frequency and my communication methods and stuff, and we started to move ahead a bit. I had many talented players, and an excellent support staff. We who were part of that adventure in the early years can, with great pride, look back on our success and enjoy the satisfaction of those achievements. Tonight, many years removed, we are again recognized. It takes a we to compete successfully. I want to acknowledge and share tonight's honor with the folks that made it all happen. Here we go. Northeastern University and the late Professor Gene Rollins, our athletic director at that time, I want to commend them for their vision regarding adding women's ice hockey to their athletic program. To the players, who by the way were undefeated in national anthems and were the heart of our program, our student athletes used talent and effort in the following game plan here. We played very physically and tried to avoid selfish and bad penalties, and that seemed to carry the program forward very well. Out in New York one time on the road there, one of my best players, a captain even, drew a minor penalty and a 10-minute misconduct. And that's the only one we ever took in 11 years. So when we got back, a few days later at practice, she paid us back with a lovely speech on self-control. She's here tonight, all the way from Canada. To my assistant coaches, Cindy McKay, Donna Lynn Rosa, Lynn Wilson, and in particular, Coach Kevin Moran, who had a huge impact on our most successful seasons. To volunteer coaches, Frank O'Mahony, Lee Hunsaker, and a very special nod to Dr. Cush, don't ask, 5 fingers down, Sidhu. These folks were indispensable. To the late Dr. Joe Fuchs and athletic trainer Debbie White-Lyons, who was so competent keeping our athletes playing and so patient with me. And to Sports Information Director Jack Renault for his support and his friendship for all those years. Our academic counselor, Bill Dusak, brings another point of pride, which I think was mentioned already by Matt, that all 11 teams have graduated at least 90%, which is a statistic that I'm very proud of. I'd also like to recognize former head coach Heather Lindstad and current head coach Dave Flint for keeping our program among the best against ever tougher competition. My congrats to all you inductees. My deepest appreciation to my family, friends, former players, and staff members. I'm glad you're here tonight sharing this honor with me. My deepest appreciation to Peter Roby, Jack Renault, and the nominating committee for this highest of athletic recognition. And thank you, the audience, for your patience and your attention.
Our next inductee